Nadine, who's my secretary today?
Me.
All right, fantastic. Nadine, as our secretary, would you kindly share the screen and let's go ahead and take a look at some of our topics. One of the important topics that we just got out from the guest funnel was Nadine, apparently we are not getting the correct amount of adoption on some of our guidelines. Is that correct, Nadine?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And it's actually already been discussed just right away after the guest panel squad.
Perfect.
Because
Okay.
we still have 30 minutes left, right?
Okay.
And so actually in this meeting, we can directly go to the case. And
Okay.
it's already sorted out.
Okay, very good. So I will then trust then the adoption issue within our chapter has been addressed, and we will go on and use the remaining bit of this time to work on tools. Just a little heads up on this. We spend quite a lot of quality time and efforts looking for the best practices around the world, and we bring it here into this particular group so that you guys can inspire delight. So please treat this as a special place, okay? Come here because you want to overcome challenges that you see that you currently do not be that you're not able to let's say close. But it's really important. Once you learn these practices, you have to practice. Okay, it doesn't happen because you. This meeting isn't work. Okay, this meeting is a place where we learn how to do our jobs better. By attending, it's not enough. You have to go and practice. Now, I would rather you be afraid of, let's say, practicing and not having it work rather than not trying them at all, okay? It's been a common thing that we've seen over and over. So please take these practices and start putting them into your real life and have fun too. Don't forget to have fun. Some of these things you can apply to your parents. Sometimes you can apply it to your significant other, your boyfriend, girlfriend, to your husband, wife, to your brother, sister, whomever, and maybe you'll start actually finding it very, very enjoyable. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and get started. So who's going to be first here? Dimas, you have a topic about a case on feedback, okay? Before we go down into one particular case, I'd just like to overview and start prioritizing which particular discussions need to happen first. Okay, so Demas's topic is on what exactly, Nadine? Let's zoom in real quick and maybe take a look and try to overview that. Okay, so we have a property that guest wants to stay in Uluwatu. Is there another way? Let me just read Demas's summary there. Is there another way that this can be done in a more efficient way? Okay, so something about efficiency in a guest situation. Okay, all right, understood. Let's take a look at the next topics there. Scrolling up a little bit. And the next topic is from Irma. Okay, Irma's question is how to continue this conversation since it is already late. Irma, can you tell me what do you mean by late? Do you mean late as in late in the day or late in the engagement? What does late mean?
Uh, Actually, it's in Sunday, sir. It's already past 2 days. And
Oh, okay, so it's
yeah,
taking too long to
yeah,
close, yeah?
yeah.
Okay, all right, understood. Okay, so we have a situation where a deal is not closing and it's getting kind of, okay, all right, we need to close the deal. All right, next one is Gray. Gray is talking about a person who wants to rent an apartment in Jogja. She's paranoid. Okay, she ended up booking somewhere else. Where did the problem go wrong? Okay, so that could be an investigation on a particular deal. Okay, let's keep on going. Any other cases that we have? Oh, we have a lot. And then Kyla. Kyla had a pitch with a partner and his manager. We discovered that he needed a professional marketing team. We discovered this. Okay, the question is, okay, we didn't persuade him. How should we improve if we have this case again? Okay, let's keep on going. And then next one is the vision and mission statement. Very good question. What is the vision and mission statement of this particular chapter? Okay, all right, let's go ahead and start with Demas's case. Okay, so let's begin with Demas's case and see what particularly we can do. For all the new people and people on trials, please try to absorb as much as you can. I'm sure during your trials, you have assignments and tasks so you can apply some of these magical methods and put them into the work that you do. Okay, Dimas, tell us a little bit more about your case. Give us a proper introduction and get us on a rolling start, please.
this was recently, this was a case where the guest wants to book at this property where the property is not available at the amount of time that the guest wants to live.
Mm-hmm.
So we asked the property if we can have the property booked, but turns out it's not available since it's still on the preparation on the late reopening. So yeah, so this guest is kind of like interested and invested, wants to stay at this property.
Okay.
But since we cannot do the booking because of the unavailability,
I see.
we're gonna like
Okay, got it.
yeah.
Okay, let's see where the breakdown happened. Let's go to Vera. Vera, where is the problem here in the 5 stages of negotiation that you see?
Wait. I think I need to read the discussion first.
Okay. Dimas already prepared essentially the scenario. Where do you think the breakdown happened, Farah? Okay, let's go over to Irma. Irma, where do you think the breakdown happened in this particular case? What stage of the negotiation did we have a breakdown?
Sure. Okay, sir. I think it will be great when we break down on discovery first, since it's just what's called just like know what the availability, and we must know what the need, and we can offer other properties for him
Okay.
based on their needs.
Okay, that's interesting. All right, Irma says if we discovered more, then we could actually place an alternative faster in front of the guest should the property that they booked become unavailable. Okay. All right, let's go to Nadine. Nadine, what do you think of Irma's suggestion here? Is this where the breakdown happened?
Yes, this is obviously broken since the first stage actually.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't been succeed to identify who is this person, and then I don't think there is trust and engagement built in
Right.
these conversations.
Mhm.
It's too robotic, like too direct. Or whatever they ask, you go straight to the point without any engagement trying to happen, right?
Mhm.
Between you and them. And then if we have to look to this to the second screenshot that we must just attach, we must just go and give the alternative property without discovery.
Okay.
That could be the issue.
Okay. All right. Did Dimas use any persuasion and negotiation tools and tactics in this particular response, Nadine?
Yes, in the second part actually.
Okay. Let's go to the second part, please. Yeah, let's stay there. Okay.
Yes. He did acquisition audit,
Right. You're probably going to be disappointed, right? Okay, good.
and then we just heard back, unfortunately. Okay, and then I think that's all.
Okay. Got it. Now, Dimas, when you then produce the alternative, do you know if this person will accept it, Dimas?
Not exactly, sir.
Right. So you don't have any control. Why don't you have control right now?
Because there's no, there's no discovery.
Right. There's no discovery. So we don't know what their parameters are. We don't know what they are prioritizing in this particular trip. Okay. So where would have been the correct moment to do the discovery?
In the very beginning.
Right. After they said, hey, look, I would love to stay at this place, you could have asked, hey, that's fantastic. Sounds like you're really interested in our property. Could you tell me a little bit more about, let's say, what's happening here, right? So that would be a good moment to actually find the discovery. Now, one thing is also pretty important here, everyone. There's a time to negotiate and there's a time just to get your shit together, okay? This one case is where we should have had our property prepared. For whatever reason, when somebody has already put in a request, this is where they have actually, Nadine, this is a case where the person doesn't need to negotiate. They've already, they're almost like they're closing the deal with us, right? They've already
Yeah.
gone from step 1 all the way to step 5, but then we say we can't do business with you because we have some, mistake, right? Which is on our side. So in some situations, it's not so much about persuading negotiation, right? Some situations, it's just better to have everything ready. And that can actually be the best persuasion and negotiation. Just have your service speak for itself. In this particular case, Dimas, who needs to make sure that this property is actually available before we represent it as being available?
I think it's on our side, sir.
Yes, okay. But who specifically can we delegate this particular situation to? Is it your job or is it somebody else in the company's job?
I think it's the part of our job.
Okay, but is it your job in particular, or can you delegate it to somebody? Could you rely on somebody to have this availability ready for you?
I think I need to rely to someone who really able to, have the access to, the property.
And who would that be?
Community manager?
Yes, correct. Excellent answer, Dimas. Okay, now here's the follow-up question. Did you notify your community manager that this property has unreliable availability?
Not yet.
Okay,
I don't
you
think
should,
so.
right? Because this is a breach of the contract that we have with the partner as well. And this needs to be enforced. Because if you don't enforce it over time, this negotiation is nothing to do with actually the guest. This is a negotiation we need to do with the partner, okay? But that negotiation needs to be carried forward by the community manager such that you can then trust the partner to have availability ready for you, and the guest can trust you to be honest about what you represent, okay? In a case like this, it's not the best use of persuasion negotiation because it is a situation that's going to be disappointing no matter what, okay? I asked for A, I expect to get A. Please don't send me B, okay? It is very difficult to negotiate upwards against that particular slant because nobody wants that. You go on Tokopedia, you buy, you buy a cup, right, made from metal. They give you a paper cup instead. You're like, what? This isn't what I ordered. So in any particular case, I think don't try to negotiate. Just try to get this service delivered correctly in this particular case. If you had done more discovery, yes, I guess you could have a stronger situation. If you're not sure about the availability, then at the very beginning, you can put accusation on it, right? Hey, look, I know you put in a request, but sometimes this availability changes last minute. You wouldn't kill me if I had to cancel your reservation, right? But in the meantime, let me discover what you really need so that if in case this isn't available, then I have an alternative for you, okay? So that's what you can do on both sides. You can fix the reality part by coordinating with the community manager so you get good availability. And then you can fix the expectation part by setting the right expectation for the guest if you're not sure of the availability, okay? All right. That's essentially the method I would approach in this particular case. So cut and dry. Let's go to Vera. Vera, what do you think about that? What's your critique of this method?
Yeah, I actually I don't know, like when in the second picture, right? So he actually used the accusation audit, but then everything is in one paragraph. I don't know if it's supposed to be in one paragraph because I think that when he already mentioned accusation, I think he should give space for the guest to react to his accusation and then he could give another response.
Ah, interesting. All right. Dimas, what do you think about that feedback?
That was a great feedback, actually.
Okay.
I was thinking about that, but I think it's gonna make it more longer.
Okay. Dimas, I think we've actually found a tendency also in your personal approach. Were you not the person who did double questions before? Did you send 2 questions at the same time, or is that someone else?
I usually send one paragraph at the same time.
One
That's
paragraph.
great, actually.
Oh, that was great. Okay, Gray was the one that sent double questions. Okay, all right. Thank you for identifying. Okay, so that is actually a pretty good piece of advice from Vera. Give space for the person to react. That way you can keep the engagement engaging. Okay. If we send too many sort of things all at once, if you label mirror, accusation, audit all at the same time, it might be a lot to digest, and the person might not have actually a clear direction, what they should do. So this is actually a pretty solid piece of advice, Vera. Thank you for that. Let's continue. Okay, so I think we've resolved this to a satisfactory content. Dimas, now do you know what to do in the future, right? In the future, make sure that your supply is ready. Make sure the partner also understands that we're not happy to see this, okay? Send that through your community manager. And also, on the same time, if you are placed in a condition where your supply isn't ready, then accusation audit at the beginning, okay? Say, hey, look, this property sometimes has availability issues. You're not going to kill me if I have to cancel your reservation, right? But I'm also here to help. So let's understand what you really want out of your holiday. So, tell me a little bit about your plan so I can find a few alternatives. Okay, that I think is the right approach. Okay, let's continue. Nadine, let's go ahead and summarize that and move to the next topic then. All right, next one's coming from Irma. Irma, tell us what you got there.
Yes, sir. This one is coming from Vlad.
Okay.
He is one of our potential guests.
Okay.
And I know this is by mistake since because actually she said that she wants 2 bedroom in if I'm not mistaken in Seminyak.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm not. In Ungasan, if I'm not mistaken, but
Okay.
I'm not finding in a 2 bedroom, but I just find in 3 bedroom.
Okay.
And yeah, I offered to him, and before I offer, I have to make sure that he actually not sure, but want to see first.
Okay.
And after that, he looks not interested. And
All right. Why do you think he's not interested?
Because I offer not what he needs.
Okay, I'm not sure, but I'd like to see it first. Actually, wait. It doesn't look to me like he's not interested because his last words were, "I'd like to see it first." Am I right, Irma? Or was there anything else? Okay.
No, yeah.
Okay. So why would you assume that he's not interested if he wants to see it?
Because she said he's not sure, but want to see that. Oh, okay, just like it's not available in a 2 bedroom, and you just what's called just give me the 3 bedroom in 3 bedroom, and it's 2. I think it's hard.
Okay. Let's analyze this conversation then. How many pieces do we have, Nadine? Is it one flow or is it 3 different pieces of screenshot?
It's 3 actually.
It's 3. Okay. Let's start at the top and start going down. Let's go to
The first?
Okay, let's open up the first, but let's go to Cindy. Cindy, at what stage? Actually, it's actually a more fundamental question. Do you believe that this conversation has broken down? Is there a problem here?
I cannot spot any, sir.
Right. Okay, let's go to Erica. Erica, what about you? Can you spot, let's say, is this deal broken right now? Is this negotiation broken?
I think in the first chat in the early conversation, we have to ask what he need, what kind of villa they're interested, not just like directly over one option like that.
That's an interesting. Okay, interesting. Let's go over to Gray. What do you think?
Yeah, I kind of agree with what Erica said. I think it was Erica that said it.
Right.
I'm sorry if it's wrong. But I don't think it's still. I think he's still interested, considering it's also still not on his check-in date.
Right,
He wanted
right.
it for 22 February.
Right. Okay. So the more basic question is actually this, Irma. Is this deal actually broken? Or when's the... I need to get more information here. Why do you think it's not working? Irma, you're muted, by the way.
Okay. Um, it's in the last conversation, I just offered to Bandung, and it's still what's called. It's still just for my set, and
Oh, he didn't
maybe I do
respond.
like so.
He didn't
Yeah,
respond. Okay, how
yeah,
long
from
has it been since you had no response?
it 2 days.
What do you do when there is a no response situation?
Okay, I should go on no oriented question.
Right.
No oriented.
It looks like you want to give up on this deal, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I see that.
Okay, that's the common thing, okay, everyone. So if you do get a period of silence, let's go over to Helen. Helen, what should we do when we're engaged in a negotiation and the other party has stopped communicating?
Pointing out like call that they are seems to be ignoring us.
Okay, very good. All right, it seems like you're ignoring us. That was, I think, one of Nadine's tactics, and it worked really well last time, right? Let's go over to Gayatri. What's another way that we can stimulate a re-engagement of the conversation?
Me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think we can have a fast response because when I saw the time, was it? The time there is some was it, like distance between
Oh, right,
and
right.
so from us
Okay.
there is a late response.
Okay.
I guess maybe willing we already have a late response. I give late response to him, so why we continue up the negotiation maybe.
Okay. All right, interesting. So we have to keep the engagement tight so that it doesn't fizzle out. Okay. All right. Let's break this down, everybody, from beginning to end. Irma, and let's try to find out what you could have done better. Okay. So we kind of lost engagement towards the end. I saw that. And let's see, where did you start actually losing this person? Let's go up to the very beginning again. Okay. So Nadine, break us up. Okay, so very first step, I don't disagree with Irma's idea of throwing out a room out there in the first place, okay? That can be a really good way to actually just identify, you know? It's a way to just explore and see, hey, look, is this something that you like, okay? What you're really trying to do with that first probe is to discover, okay? So you're going into kind of like a discovery right away. And it worked because you can see immediately within 5 minutes they engaged and they told you a little bit more. So that's okay, right? They're already engaging with you. They're telling you, so you seem to have their trust, okay? So that part is good. Now, the next thing that Irma did is what? Irma, what did you do right after that? Whoa, modern villa? Question mark. What is that? That's a
Mirroring.
That's a mirror. Very good.
Mirroring.
Okay. Mirroring. And it worked because you see, right after you mirrored, they went and they gave you more information about exactly what they wanted to have, which is perfect, right? You're now getting into discovery because you're mirroring. Okay. Next, let's go over to yoga. Yoga, what did Irma apply right after the guest explained themselves?
I think Irma kind of gave her opinion about the guest answer,
No. Okay.
and
It's kind of there, but it's not an opinion. It's a specific negotiation term that we use here. All right, Yoga. What is it?
a position on.
No, it is not an accusation audit. Let's go over to Vera. Vera, what is the tactic that Irma is using immediately after the guest has explained themselves?
Labeling.
Yeah, label. It seems like you're unsatisfied with your property right now, which is good, right? So you're essentially it's a bit of a mirror and a label because they already said they're disappointed. So it's kind of like just summarizing that again. And then what did Irma do right after that? What's the tactic that we use after the label? The question is to Vera.
After after which it's not in the screenshot, right?
It's in the screenshot. It's in the screenshot. It's kind of cut off. But what's the tactic that we use
Yeah.
after the label?
It seems that yes, it's I know what happened for the proper. It's I don't know. I think it's label.
Nope, not a label. Let's go over to Wendy. Wendy, what is the tactic after the label? It seems like you're unsatisfied with the property right now. That's a label. But what is the next thing that Irma does?
Giving the alternative.
No, not an alternative yet. She's asking a question. So Erica, what kind of question is that called?
I don't know the term, but it is what and how question.
Okay, very good. It's called
That's
a
okay.
calibrated question. Okay, calibration question. Calibration question is used for discovery, and that, Irma, I think, is a good point of discovery. You are targeting the emotional realm, right? You're targeting the emotional realm, and that's usually a very powerful way to begin. So what makes you feel disappointed? How are you disappointed? Okay, this will enable this person to then essentially explain themselves, right? And they will give you more information about why they're disappointed. Okay, great. Label, calibrated question. Okay, really good, strong way to discover. Let's go to the next slide. Next element. Okay, let's see if that worked. And okay, and then a second question. So here's my question, Irma. Why did you ask a second question and not give them a chance to explain themselves on... Did Irma just disappear? Irma just disappeared. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Nadine, do you think Irma skipped something in between, or was there a piece of dialogue that we missed between these two questions?
I believe no. I think this is exactly what happened next.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's go over to Gray. Gray, if Irma asked two questions, one after the other, what's the problem there, Gray?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
The
I'm so sorry for
the
missing.
No, it's okay. It's
problem is that well, thank God he responses, because usually double question makes the guests feel overwhelmed, but it usually kind of skips some detail
yeah,
or something that we might discover.
Yeah.
So just wait for their response.
excellent.
Yeah,
All right.
He didn't answer the question though, right?
He didn't answer your question. You see? You didn't create strategic silence, okay? This is the next tactic that you avoided, Irma. If you had just left that particular question to hang there and let it marinate for a while without jumping into the next question, then that creates a silence. The silence then creates a tendency for people to want to answer, okay? So that is pretty important in a particular case. Now, the correct way is this. Let's say you stayed silent forever. Then you need to follow up with a no-oriented question, right? It doesn't seem like you're comfortable answering this question, right? And then that then can start the conversation again. But you don't want to throw question one, question two, because then they only answered question two. They didn't answer question one. So now you lost the emotional connection, right? The emotional information you could have derived. But what you got was more factual, more basic things, okay? So now you don't have a strong control over what disappointed this person previously, okay? And you're getting just a list of features that they're looking for, not how they feel as a benefit, okay? So that's an important thing, everybody. So you don't want to go question, hey, how are you doing? Have you had lunch today? You know, which question am I supposed to answer, okay? How are you doing? Oh, I'm doing fine. You know, today's a great day. Oh, that sounds like you know your day is going very well. Have you had lunch now? Ask the question after you get the first response, okay? Now, so we've lost a little bit of discovery in that process, but now we're already kind of injured, okay? Let me check, please wait a moment. Okay, if I can, good, right, very good, Irma. Let's go to Yoga. Yoga, what tactic is Irma using there?
The high one?
Yeah, the high, if I can, what is that called?
I'm not sure, but
Okay, let's go to the Gayatri. Gayatri, what stage, okay? What stage is Irma moving to in this particular by asking this question?
Offering.
What stage is Irma moving to? What stage is she moving to in this particular case when she asks this question? Hi, if I can give you all the amenities you already write in, that it will be a 3-bedroom, or you want to book it?
Like a confirmation and offering.
She's not moving to confirmation. Let's go over to Erica. Erica, what stage is she moving to?
Is it yes-oriented question?
Okay, that's a tactic. It's a yes-oriented question, right? Which means that we could actually make it a no-oriented question, but it's not the stage. Let's think about the stage we're moving to. Helen, what stage in the negotiation process is Irma moving to by asking this question?
I don't really know decision making.
Okay, what do we call that usually? What do we call making the decision at the end of the negotiation?
I'm sorry, I really forgot.
Okay, we call that closing the deal. Okay, so
Okay.
Irma is moving towards stage 5, which is closing the deal. She's saying, hey, look, if I can provide you all these things and this, would you be my customer? Okay, so that is a strong move. And what you've discovered, Irma, is the answer is no, right? But it's a conditional no, okay? It's no, I would need to see it first, okay? Now, let's go and see what you responded with. All right. And you offered a 3-bedroom thing, okay? All right, let's go to Nadine. Nadine, what could Irma have... Wait, what happened there? Wait, you offered 2? What? You offered 3. Okay. Nadine, what I see here is I see Irma offered 1 option and then 2 options on another response. Is that correct, Irma? Yeah? So you offered 3 options. Okay. Nadine, what do you think?
There are 2 options and then follow up with the other options. Yeah, okay. I think it's okay if you want to give some of the options. But actually, the problem is, I think when they said I'm not sure, you should go back to the discovery stage again. And I think it's because the trust isn't built yet.
Right.
It's fair, right? We say that, okay, if I can give you this with your amenities that you want, would you like to book with us? Based on the facilities, that's what they asked, right? But they still say not sure. So that's probably trust issue.
Right. Let's go take a look at the I'm not sure part again. Nadine, is it let's take a look where we saw that. I'm not sure. Right. But I'd like to see it first. Okay. Let's go over to Gray. Gray, I'm not sure. I'd like to see it first. What can we do to build that trust? What kind of negotiation tactic can we build in to improve the trust level here?
Just ask when do they want to visit.
Okay, that's good. Calibrated question. Okay, calibrated question.
When do they want to visit? Because I don't think with offering. I think what Irma did is she keeps replying to the previous convo, so it got stacked.
Tell us more about that. Tell us more about that, Gray.
Yeah, so it's confusing because I think what Irma does when she offer all the options is she replying to the previous one, the preferences.
Okay. Irma, do you see that?
And then after she asked the question on closing the deal, so it got lost in translation somewhere.
Oh, okay. Now, Gray, how would you have done it?
I'll probably try to offer first, or either ask the question first, so it's not both at the same time, because it's quite confusing that you want to close the deal but you still offer other property.
Right. So that kind of reminds me, Gray, of this theme that we're seeing, which is overload. okay? We're overloading the conversation by putting out too many things all at the same time. Because when you do that, then what do you get? You get paralysis. You're like, which one should I choose, right? What's better is you offer one, get the feedback, right? Does this actually work for you? No, it doesn't. It doesn't have this. And then the second one says, okay, I have this now in my next option. Does that suit your needs? Okay. Rather than going, three things. Because think about this. Think about their experience opening these links up, right? So they're going to open one link up and it's going to open Airbnb on their phone, and then it's going to take them to a different thing, and they're going to look through it, and then you go ba-ding, ba-ding, and they're going to see a notification showing the next options, and now they're like, maybe they get distracted, right? Maybe they start opening the second option without completely digesting the first one. Okay, you don't really know. You lost control over their experience. So what you want to do is you want to give strategic silence. Okay, let them digest it for a moment, and then a follow-up question. Strategic silence, and then follow-up question. Okay, that way you can control what they consume and when they consume it. Hopefully that makes good sense. But let's go to Nadine. Nadine, let's go to this trust part, because I think that's actually pretty important as well. I'm not sure, okay? How can we actually make this person feel more comfortable in this particular case?
I actually wondered too, but I did this previously. I did mentoring, sir.
Oh, yeah. You're not sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I need to make sure on this, and then give us more discovery.
Okay. All right.
That's
very good.
What happened to me.
Excellent.
But
Very good
I
practice.
know whether, there is some better way.
Excellent. I think that's a really good approach. Okay. Now think about this. The next time you try to convince your boyfriend or girlfriend, hey, you want to go to the movies? I'm not sure. You're not sure? Yeah, I don't know. There's so many things I got to do today. There's so many things you got to do today? Yeah, I've got to clean my house and do all these other things. So this is the process of mirroring, okay? You're essentially getting the story out, and as they are talking about their story, you are now discovering what are the potential failure points in the negotiation. Okay, cool. There's a question, there's a comment there coming from Bukit Vista Hospitality Services. Vlad is our, who put up that question? Different Vlad, sir. Vlad is our housekeeper. Oh, okay. Wayana. Babe, where is she? Oh, there she is. Hi, babe. Okay, so what is this? It's a different Vlad. Okay, all right. No, never mind. That conversation took care of itself. Okay, and yes,
I'd like to ask a
to Vera.
question.
Vera, yes.
Yes. So you mentioned that the hi, if I can give you all the amenities or blah blah blah. It's the closing the deal.
Yes, it's a situational close. If I can do this, would you do this? Yeah.
But then at first I thought could we also call it as a part of the pattern matching?
Yes, it's trying, but it's going further than pattern matching. Pattern matching is just, oh, you might like this. Oh, you might like this. Oh, you might like this, right? But pattern matching with a close is, if I can offer you this, would you become my next customer? Okay, so think of it this way. Vera comes in from the direction of employee engagement. Maybe she's trying to talk somebody to actually accept a package from Bukit Vista to become our next employee. So Vera, you could do it two ways. You could go, here's the package. What do you think, right? And you've lost control, okay? So now the person could go, no, not good enough, right? But what if you say this? If I could get you a package covering all the things that you told me you want today, would you then become our next employee? Okay, so that's different, right? I'll show you the package if you say yes to this, because otherwise I show you, and then you have a new condition, I show you have a new condition, I show you have a new condition, okay? So the point of having that is to have that commitment. If I show you the option and it conforms to all your needs, would you take it? And let's say they say no, then great, that's good, because now you can understand, well, what is it that you really want, right, in the package? So that gives you the opportunity to discover before you do the show. If you do the show and then they tell you no, then once again, you're chasing a deal that never seems to get closed, right? So that part is a really strong idea. Try to close, and then that way you narrow down what the objections are, okay? So it seems like having the ability to look at it, the property. So Irma, you could also put in a good label. It seems like you really trust it when you can see it, right? It seems like having the inspection is really important for you. That's another really good way to then, show that tactical empathy and get more information out. Why do they need to see it? Okay. Label it, mirror it, and then that can actually lead to, once again, reestablishing a connection based on emotional connection, right? Rather than feature connection. Okay. Let's go to the last section then, Nadine, and see what if there's any more particular tips that can be doled out.
Sir, actually, I have a question.
Yes, Nadine, please.
For this one, I think, okay, I understand that Irma probably tried to do this technique, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in my personal opinion, I think this kind of techniques shouldn't be applied in a very early
Oh,
stage.
right.
Because
It could be
we
pushy.
haven't got, might be pushy, and we haven't got something that tied them, they even not sure. They even they didn't see. They haven't seen whether they like our villa or not. Something like that. But if they like this villa, for example, they already like the villa. They want to move it, but they negotiate for the payment method.
Right.
Okay, if I can do this payment method for you, would you like to do that?
Excellent.
That's my opinion.
Nadine, I believe you're right. So listen up, everybody. I think I just got this inspires delight. Somebody knows more deeply about this. So negotiation, like I said in the very beginning, right, according to Dima's case, it's not just about throwing it out there. It's about knowing what is the right time to use what particular tactic. Nadine, I think you're correct in this particular case. It's a little bit early to actually start trying to close because we don't have enough support yet, right? So we're trying to like end the deal, but there's so many ways this deal can escape us, and perhaps we got to that point where it did escape us. Okay, so yes, I think this particular "if I could, would you" can be applied towards the end. But Vera, also not to kind of dissuade from that, you should build progressively where you can kind of understand. And what you're trying to do is this: ultimately, you're trying to understand all the options that somebody could actually start escaping, let's say, from the deal, and slowly trying to figure out what is the correct way to defend from that particular escape, okay? So that once you get towards, let's say, the final point, you can then just put in that final close and secure the deal because you've already essentially taken care of everything. Okay, Irma, in this particular case, a no-oriented question dropped. Try to get the deal restarted again, and then I think you can go, okay? Also, no oriented questions. Would you be opposed to renting this out, right? Does this not appeal to you, okay? You can try that instead of the yes-oriented questions, and that generally makes it far more engaging. They go, no, this is fine, or, something like along those lines, okay? Let's continue. Nadine, any other feedback from the discussion so far?
No, it's all good.
Okay, all right, fantastic. So,
Sure.
yes, Gayatri.
I would like to ask, like in this case, if we give like too many options to the guests based on their preference, and will they be like irritated with our options to them, and make it feel like more hard for the guests to decide?
Excellent question. That's a superb question. Let me go over to, let's go to Erica. Erica, what do you think?
I'm sorry, sir. About offering option, I don't get the question. The next question about.
Okay, does offering too many options irritate the guest and make them confused?
Yeah, me too. If I also the guest and I'm not sure about the first option, and I say that I'm not really interested. I want them to know more about me and not just randomly give me an options.
Correct. Excellent, Erica. So, Shafira, this really depends on your strategy for throwing out options. If you go and you go, hey, buy this, buy all this, right? That is irritating. That is not, you can see the vendors that come up to buses. They do that, right? They just put everything in front of you. They say, please buy something. That is a very unskilled way to negotiate. That is actually highly irritable. But what if you go instead like this? You go over to a person on a bus. You go, hey, it's a really nice day today and it's very hot. Do you feel thirsty? Would you be opposed to having a cold beverage, right? No, I think that's a great idea. Okay, I have 3 cold beverages here. Do you like something with sugar or something without sugar? Something without sugar. Okay, great. Without sugar, I have these 3 things. I have bottled water, one's cold, one's warm. Which one do you want? I'll take the cold one. Okay, perfect, right? So what have I done? I've helped you make that decision by guiding you through the products that you need to take a look at, okay? So in that particular case, you're offering product as, here's my solution, here's my solution, here's my solution. Solution, feedback, solution better, solution better. In those particular cases, you could say that every time you offer a new product, a new option, it inspires delight because it shows that you're understanding them better, okay? If you show me option A and option B and option C and all 3 are irrelevant, I get annoyed. I'm going, you don't understand what I'm doing, right? But if you show me option A, I go like, I need something a little bit better. And you show me option B and it's better. And I go, whoa, maybe this person has something really good. Do you have anything better than that? And you show me option C. Then I go, wow, this is amazing. Wow, I've been led on this journey. And my emotional journey is also uplifted, okay? Very different from going, here's 3 options, okay? So it depends how you strategize what the options are. And if you create the correct sequence, then it's delightful. You can think of this as like a DJ, okay? A DJ can just play every song in their entire album all at the same time, and it's noise, right? It doesn't create a narrative. Or a DJ can start with this song, bring you to the next song, bring you to the next song, and you feel joy, you feel delight. So that's the way that you should present your options, such that they kind of build that flavor, build that inspiration. Okay? All right. So good question. Yes, over to Wendy.
I want to continue this question since you just said that if you offer like make so many options, then the guest will get confused.
Yeah.
So what if the case is the guest is asking you about something and then they already tell that they want like this, but we only know the tips of the iceberg. After we spending the chat with the guest, we know that this kind of guest is the guest who took like a really long time to respond to the next one.
Okay. All right. Very good. So what you're saying is this, right?
But in this case, you only know the tips of the iceberg.
Okay.
So what do you do with the option? Do you send it like ABC, or you still want to wait for them but it's gonna be a long deal?
Okay, let's see if I understand this right? So you have estimated that if you want to do this backwards forwards engagement, it's going to take a while, right? Because they have a long response time, right? So if you send one and you have to wait, then maybe you wait a day before they respond, and then you lose the momentum of the deal. But if you send all the options, maybe they'll flick through it and determine that, right? And they can give a faster response back to you. Is that the decision that you're trying to make?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Let's go to Nadine. Nadine, in this particular case, what would our wisdom tell us to do? What's the wise way to approach this?
Okay, it's actually, I would agree with Mr. Jing. It depends. You need to really know what kind of person you are talking to, right?
Identify.
So, identify. So if in that particular case, you could send some of the options, tapi di-arrange gitu loh message-nya, Windy. Make it structurized, not not confusing gitu. And then what is that? Yeah, especially in this particular case, they respond very take a long time to respond, right, Windy? It's okay to do that, but that's why it depends on the situations, Windy. I think it can be done when the situation is just like what you say, but you need to make it like easier to be read,
Excellent.
Make it structurized. Yeah.
Okay, Wendy. This situation that Nadine has talked about happens all the time, okay? This is sometimes what we call doing outreach. So when we do outreach, it's not a back and forth conversation, right? Sometimes when we do outreach, we send an email out to somebody who say, hey, are you interested in this? And they might not respond very quickly, okay? So you have a few channels where you can make a decision. If you have identified this person as taking a long time to respond, then perhaps you can change the channel, okay? So maybe they take a long time to respond on text. Perhaps you can say, hey, look, I really want to make sure you get a perfect property. Can I give you a phone call right now? Actually, don't even ask for permission. Just call, okay? Just call and say, hey, look, I'm Wendy from Bukit Vista. We've been chatting around, and I can see that you probably want to get this deal done as quickly as I do. So let me make it easier for you, right? I'm here today, and I'll just spend the next 5 minutes to try to be helpful. And can you tell me what the list of requirements are, okay? So you can compress that time down to a short amount of time by changing the channel. That's one option. The second option, as Nadine said, is can you frame it in a way where you're just anticipating what this person needs, okay? Sometimes we have to do that. We have to say, hey, look, I'm going to give you 3 options. And depending upon what type of guest you are, you'll probably like one option more. But don't worry, if you don't like anything, then tell me a little bit more about what you like, and I'll give you some more options based on what you've told me, okay? Option 1, if you are here for adventure, this is the best option. If you are here to relax, this is the best option. If you're here to spend time with family, this is the best option, okay? Let me get your feedback on what you think. Okay, so that way they are self-categorizing, okay? You've given them a way to, I think, Gayatri, this is a way where it's still inspirational, it's still delightful, because they can just read and say, oh, that's not me, I don't want that, and they don't have to go into the detail of looking at a particular option that's not suitable for them. So that's another way that we can merchandise options, okay? For this type of user, this has been very good. If you're this type of user, this is really good. If you're this type of user, this is really good, okay? I'm available whenever you want to follow back, and just tell me which option is in the right direction, and I'll give you another 3 options once I understand more, okay? So that is a way, it's not overwhelming, but it's also very helpful, okay? So try to use that tactic. That's a good question. These are great questions, by the way. I wish we had more time. We can sit here and talk about this all day. Okay, we are out of time, so let me take a look at the last 2 then, Nadine. I think we drilled a lot into this. And also, for some of you coming into trials, please study, like I said at the very beginning of this discussion, right? Study the framework, the 5 steps to negotiation. We do expect that you know these particular things, okay? That's just basic knowledge, and it allows you to have the basic conversation ability to participate in these discussions, okay? So learn the 5 stages of negotiation, learn the tactics. What is an accusation audit? What is a no-oriented question? What is a label? What is a mirror? What does it mean by a calibrated question? How do we do discovery? Okay, those are just basic things that if you do know, you add a lot more to the conversation. If you don't know, then you just don't have an answer, and everyone's looking at you like, did you really know what you're doing here? All right, okay. So anyhow, let me take a look at the last 2 things, and we'll see what's there. For all the new people here, let's do this, right? So bring quality cases to this discussion. I'd like to recognize, let's see, Dimas, Irma, thank you very much. Erica, thank you for your responses. Wendy, good ideas, good bring up quality cases. Also, Gayatri, bring up good quality cases. Gray and Nadine, thank you for your wisdom again. Today, Nadine, very good on thinking outside the box and thinking about the strategy of negotiations, okay? We don't have time to get over everything, but let's bring in more cases next time. I'll try to be more brief, okay? But ideally, if everybody is really familiar with the thing, then we can have very fast conversations and we can move from topic to topic faster, okay? So have a good one. Nadine, any final thoughts on your side for today? This is the largest conversion meeting we've ever had, actually. It's pretty incredible. It used to just be us 3, right? It was you, me, Kyla, and Wayana, right? Okay.
Okay, yes. So everyone, I really encourage you guys to actually kejar kita gitu ya by reading the guidelines, karena guidelinesnya udah ada nanti, and it's already attached juga kok di pada dokumen. Nanti aku kasih tahu lagi di mana. So everyone, thank you. So this is a very safe place for everyone working in the conversion chapter. I encourage everyone kalau misalnya facing any problem, difficulty on the daily work nanti, atau sekarang in the conversions, bawa ke sini case-nya, we're gonna solve it together gitu.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Hey Nadine, I had an idea. Should we have 2 meetings next week?
We do have to.
I mean, like 2 simultaneous meetings in this group. We break it into 2 groups.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay,
That could
okay.
be a good idea.
Okay, well think about that, because that way everyone could engage more, right? You can have your questions answered. Maybe we have a beginner class and we have an advanced class, yeah, on doing persuasion negotiation. But as Nadine said, this is really fun. Please do this, right? This is not a place to look smart, okay? This is not a place to like, oh, I'm awesome. This is a place to learn. This is a place to start using and being able to like grow. I have a lot of fun teaching it. I hope you guys have a lot of fun learning. And the more good you get at this, the more you feel like you have a special power, right? You can start getting things to work out in the way that you want it to work out. And that's what you deserve. That's why you're here. So please make a lot of mistakes, quality mistakes, okay? Not low quality like things, but make quality mistakes and try. And eventually, I promise you, you guys will all be negotiating like incredible, okay? So I'll see you all here next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.